everyone. Hi, Viviani. Hi, Patrice. Hi, Beth, and everyone coming in and everyone watching the replay. So, as you see in my description, this is last 10 decks. So, I don't know the exact order I got these decks, but I'm pretty sure these are my last 10 decks. I get decks all the time. So, where shall we start? So, what decks have you gotten recently? Have you gotten any new exciting things you just can't put down? Put them in the comments and let's see. Well, how about I show you something that I've already kind of talked about, but it is technically in my last 10 decks received. So yes, hashtag last 10 decks. I'd like to see what your last 10 decks were. So this one, I'm so in love with this deck. If you haven't seen it, there is a playback couple Tuesdays ago where I did a simulcast with Sadhana, and we had Emily Carding with us. We were talking about we were supposed to be talking about the Oracle. We ended up talking about all of Emily's decks because they're so interwoven and can be layered, right? Aloha, Kristen Louise. Oh, Kristen Louise is doing her hair, so she can't type. So let's look at this lovely little. So I have a little bit of an insight to this deck because I was able to take a workshop with Emily Carding specifically about this deck. Great thing about the deck comes with its own little white cloth because you definitely need a piece of white paper, white cloth, something to see. There's what's stuck in the box. So, round, plastic, transparent. This oracle is built around the idea of the 7 directions. East, south, west, north, above, below, and within. This is the 2nd edition, which also adds a extra 7 cards that are archetypes. So let's just pull a random reading here. Aloha, Pamela. So 73. That's one of the archetypes. That is. And we have, oh, look at that. 32, 30s. I think that's and another archetype. Oh, we're getting all the archetypes. But you basically create $1 that you can use for readings and also to meditations, create glyphs. I mean, it goes on and on what you can do with this deck. And there's 77 cards. Gorgeous. Love it. I'm knocking all my crystals over. So let's see. Beth has on order Wandering Moon Midnight Edition, Black Violet Tarot, Serpent and the Peacock, Tarot of the Witch's Garden, and the Lonely Dreamer. I have, is that the Lonely Dreamer 3rd edition? Because I have the 2nd edition. Okay. Well, because the third class is today, and it's on my mind. Let's look at the Ofrenda Oracle. Oh, and Beth also has a Bohemian Gothic. The Ofrenda Oracle comes with its own set of charms. I love there's an angel on top. So this is a oracle specifically built around the idea of the ofrenda, which is the altar for Day of the Dead. Comes with this amazing book, lots of write-ups, and then you also get like a basic write-up on the charms, but not all the charms are there because they want you to use your own intuition, your own knowledge. I'm gonna have to get a bag for this deck. Great box, and so it's a mixed system because it's based on Lenormand. This is the card that you're supposed to have out for every reading, right? The ofrenda. It's the altar to the ancestors, and then you have extra cards like candle, tree, which we're used to, lady. We got like storyteller, mountain, salt, right? So there's just some extra stuff in here, but it's semi-Lenormand based, so you can take out just the Lenormand cards if you want to do that, and it does come with a mini deck. Yeah, it's so much fun. And the third class that came with the Kickstarter is happening today. Did you guys hear the peacock? The whip. The birds, speaking of birds. So yeah, it's a great deck, great system, because you also have the built-in charms, and not only does it come with a great book, but it comes with casting cloth, reading cloth. Did anyone else back this? Don't forget the class today. Let's see. Well, I can do a flash buy of this one because I did a side-by-side of the indie version versus this mass market. So that's on my channel. I don't think I need to show that again. What else? So I have a box here. It is the Practical Magic set. And I did pull it out. I did an unboxing video, but I never actually got it uploaded. I seriously don't know about this deck. I don't know. I want to like it. I mean, unlock your magic. It's very pretty. I love the Practical Magic movie. Disclaimer, I haven't read the book. Sorry. And there's a lot of really cool elements to this deck. It's made pretty well. Nice box. Pretty thick, chunky book whose pages are black. I mean, kind of cool to go with this. Like, ooh, right? I don't know. I kind of wanted to like it. I did, and that's a great book, but There's just something about it that I don't know if I could read with it. So I'm keeping it kind of as a collector's item so far. It did come with some cool info cards attached with some and some spreads. Right. Did anyone else get the Practical Magic set? And then it also has the High Holidays, the Sabbats. There's a lot. Yeah, I mean, cardstock's a little thin, but I like the flexibility. And then you get moon cards, of course. Right? So there's a lot of extras. And then here we go. The Fool is a single white rose. I think for me, I need a little more than just a simple. I don't know. I think for me, it's just a little too simple. I mean, I do like it. It's a nice deck. I just have never seen someone actually turn the majors into pips before. So that's just my take on it, right? I do like the chariot being 2 brooms. I mean, I do like the simplicity. I can't lie. It's pretty cool. But I just don't know if I could read with it. That's all. Justice. See that drop of blood on the finger. That's cute. The hanged one is a bat. But, you know, we've seen that before. What do you guys think of this deck? Hi, Gerald. Gerald did not back it. I did see images. I thought I would be able to use it, but once I had it in my hand, I don't know. I just never reach for it, I guess. It's the best description. I mean, I do like this tower card. And it has a lot of extras, which is cool. And there is an oracle in here too. So, I mean, it was a cool kit. I'm glad I backed it. I just don't know that I can read with it. That's all. Like that judgment is a mirror. So, 1 of fire. Very pippish too. I mean, the majors and the minors are all kind of pippish. It's not exactly pippish, but it's not exactly illustrated either. I don't know. It's just me. Like here's the 7 of cups. Or 7 of potions, sorry. That's a good point. Yeah, I think that's why I've left it in the box for so long. It did come with some cool stuff, like, you know, card display. Came with a bag. There's a. Do you guys want to see the oracle that comes with it? Practical Magic, Inner Witch Tarot. It's true. Sometimes you just need a little time with some decks. I guess I've just been on a kick of wanting, I don't know, because there's also too much illustration, too many symbols, too many things to look at. So that's kind of overwhelming too. I like a happy medium. Something that's not too minimalistic, but not too loud is the word that's coming to my brain. So I haven't uploaded the unboxing of this yet, Gerald. But if you can find the link for my side-by-side of the Fyodor, that'd be great. Although I think everyone's seen it before. Okay. This is the Oracle, the Inner Witch Oracle. Another nice chunky book. Pictures. These are the backs. Matching gilding. It's like black holographic, I guess you'd call that. Good point, Pamela. Yeah. Aloha, Tony. Yeah, so Pamela says, tarot timing. I frequently get a deck in and don't feel connected, and at a later time it will come to mind at its own time. It's true. That's true. Again, comes with some spreads. Quite a lot of spreads, actually. So we have herbs, spilt salt. It's all symbols from the Practical Magic book and movie. Amas Veritas. Donna. Midnight Margaritas. At least they all come with a keyword. Thank you, Gerald. Book of Shadows. Toad. That's interesting. I think it would work really well with that tarot deck, that's for sure. I'm just kind of skipping it along. We've got quite a few decks here. Oh, speaking of tea. Sip, sip, everyone. Patrice also has this set. I haven't tried reading a Practical Magic yet, but I appreciate its beauty and originality. Yeah, and that's why I've held on to it. It's a really pretty set. It's obviously like the two together have been thought out. I know that the Oracle came first, I believe. This is obviously in no particular order. It's just the last 10 things. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. What was that last one? 2 decks as 1 because it's a set? Or is that 2? I do appreciate the deck. I do. It's really beautiful. And I like what Gerald has to say, that the aesthetics of the deck, right, are really amazing. And it seems like it's filled with magic. It is. But Tony, it's midnight somewhere in the world. I mean, currently where I am, it's 8:21 a.m. So I'm having some Earl Grey. Not hot anymore, though. It's midnight somewhere, right? Says Pamela. Sorry, but if I pull up the Midnight Margaritas card, I might have to have margaritas. Sorry. That's just... Okay, another something that came recently. It's a mass market. I got the Buffy deck, which I had I'm not a big fan of the Insight Edition decks because most of them are pips. But I had heard good things about this deck, and I don't know. I was a big fan of the show. I was a big fan of Buffy ever since. I don't know if you guys remember the movie in the 90s. But this is based on the show, obviously, because this is Xander. Like, you see all the main characters. Willow. No, I'm giving myself away. Tara. I know who that is, but I'm blanking on her name. But yeah, it's a cool deck. I like the artwork. I'm a big fan of the show. Yeah, that's a good death card. Tower, Star, Judgment, Queen of Stakes, Knight of Stakes, Page of Stakes, Ace of Stakes. So we got stakes instead of wands, and at least it's illustrated, right? They're not pips, which is something that I'm glad Insight Edition has listened and started going away from the pippiness of it all. So this is really great for anyone who loves the Buffy show. So the movie itself has very little to do with it's like the precursor of the show. Different actors. I really love the movie, though. It's just a classic. Scythes, set of swords, some kind of cool stuff. So Kristen Louise has never seen the Buffy show. She saw the movie once. Pamela says it's a tarot tube made me do it. So you got the deck too, even though you've never seen the show. That's funny. What do you think of the deck? Have you read with it? I haven't used mine yet. Yeah, Luke Perry. Mm-hmm. Right. Pee Wee Herman as not Pee Wee Herman, his stage name, Paul. Why am I blanking on it? Paul Rubens. That's what it is. Thank you, Gerald. Purchase responsibly, know your limits. I'm just showing off, last 10 decks. And I thought it'd be kind of a cool little tag if anyone else wanted to do that. So this is a random one that I ordered from Amazon of all places. And it was the Awakened Tarot. It's like, I don't anyone ever heard of Rive? Can you see that? Team Rive. I don't know. I've never heard of these guys, but I ordered it on Amazon. it like popped up, as Amazon often does with random things. I think if I keep it, I'm gonna need to edge it. This is the back, just plain white. So Pamela says about the Buffy deck, I actually really like the deck a lot. I've read with it, but just okay. And Gerald says, so far I don't have any of the decks you've shown. I stumble across so many random things. Oh wait, you don't have the Fyodor Pavlov, Gerald? Oh, I'm surprised. This obviously I have used. It's a fun deck. I like the little silver bling that's around the edge because it's kind of gold. I'd probably want to edge this in like a metallic gold, just because there's this blinginess on the cards. It's just like a modern day RWS. I could probably do a side by side with this, and this might hurt maybe because it's definitely has a very similar feel. This one I got off Amazon. It was not very much. I think I paid like $15 to $20 for it. And I'd never heard of Rive, whatever, RYVE. It was just a random ad on Amazon when I was looking there. It's a cool little RWS clone. Modern, there's definitely more. I mean, you get more modern than like a Letterman jacket. And there's some diversity. Oh, this Queen of Swords. I mean, like here's the Chariot. It's fun, modern twist. I like this High Priestess. I love this Magician card. So Gerald does have the Transparent Oracle, but do you have the first edition or the second edition? Because the one I showed was the second edition. That I think only just came out at the beginning of the year. This is a fun little deck. It's one that I feel like I could take places and use and not worry about like, oh no, my precious deck is going to get ruined, because like I said, it was just a random, it's a fun fool, random purchase off Amazon. Now, Gerald has both editions of the Transparent Oracle and Transparent Turtle. They did a pretty good job of making, like, following the symbolism of RWS. Cool Justice card. Of course, she's not blindfolded, so that's interesting. Tony says, I am being influenced by Amy at Mystic Rose, Fifth Element and Tarot Spirit, recently finding a home in my cupboards. Plus, I was gifted the Elemental Tarot First Edition. Cool. Transparent Oracle. Someone made me do it here. Was that me and Sadhana with Emily? And Pamela recently got Wee Moon. Oh, cool. It's a fun little deck. Cheap Amazon RWS knockoff, but with a modern twist. a lot of it is very, oh my God. So a lot of it is pretty similar, but there's definitely a few of these like random modern twists, like the woman in strength wearing jeans. Scary baby, not looking so scary, and he's on a rocking horse, so that's a fun little heck. And then it does come with a little guidebook that actually has little color pictures, which is pretty cool. The minors double up, so 2 cards per page instead of a single card per page like in the majors. Do they have any? They have a little beginning information stuff like the suit versus elements and associations, right? So that's a fun little RWS clone I got off Amazon. I think I'll use it as like one of my working decks just because it's cute. I mean, it's nice. So I don't know how many of you guys got the Fantasy Garden Tarot. This was a Kickstarter. The artist lives in the Ukraine. The deck was produced in the Ukraine. So my way of supporting my heritage. This book is very small. It's just a little white book, basically. Yeah. And it's in English and Czech. Czech? No. Ukrainian? Russian. Oh, I'm all. What are you doing, baby boy? The blank cat, right? Has to be here. Oh. Okay, come here, buddy. You gotta go down right now. Good boy. Go lay on the couch or something. Okay. Meow. Gerald says Fantasy Garden is a beautiful deck. Beth. That is my new favorite deck, the Fantasy Garden. I can't get enough of it. I've been using it a lot too. I love that it came with a matching bag too. And the thing that I find the most amazing about this deck is that there's like so much vibrant color and amazing like detail. It was done with ballpoint pens. The artist only had 8 colors, and yet was able to create all these very vibrant scenes that are very uniquely colored. It's pretty, yeah. This is definitely one of my new favorites too, Beth. Can't get enough of reading with this one. I don't know, I love the vistas, the like larger than life minors. Like this is the Queen of Cups. Here's the tiny little queen, and here's the giant cup. mean, you still get the scene, but then the wands are these huge columns. And I do love the backs. There's another one that I think I need to edge. I saw that Jamie of Wandering Mountain Bardic Path edged hers with the 3 primary colors. I love that look of multicolored sides. You get like a rainbow effect. I could go through each one individually here. That's how much I love this deck. This is one of my favorite Hanged Man. Yeah, I can see myself right. I love how the figures are all tiny, even in the majors. Oh, yeah. And look at that tower. That's gorgeous. Oh, I cannot get enough of this deck. Beth says, I cannot believe the deck's artist created it using 8 ballpoint pens, right? Yeah. Yes, Gerald, I should do a flip through. I'll have to put the deck in order and then do like a, I'm not going to do a full walkthrough. I'll just do like a quick flip through because the art is spectacular. And like Beth says, like, it's pen art. Like this, I mean, look at that. There's so much detail. And yeah, my phone camera is stalling a little. But I mean, so much detail, which just 8 ballpoint pens. Even like the statues crumbling off the wall. I mean, yeah. The Emperor. Right, Jamie? Oh yeah, I agreed with that one. Totally 100%. Yeah, I want to see how many boxes of pens you went through. Why is my phone lagging like that? Are you guys seeing lag on this camera? Card camera? Hundreds of 8 ballpoint pen colors, right? Went to Costco and just bought the box of 200 pens. Let's see. My most recent. Well, this one's going to be a little bit of a cheat. So I haven't even really used this deck, but I have 2 others that need a shout out to go with this deck. So this is Witch, woman in total control of herself. This is a Kickstarter that I backed. I just wanted to have something empowering for the women that come for me for readings, and I don't know, I fell in love with the artwork that I saw in the campaign. And then it turns out I had actually bought 2 of the creator's previous decks. And when I bought these two, I didn't even realize it was from the same creator. I got them when US Games was having sales. So yeah, I think I got this one first and then this one. And I love how every single one of the decks has the same kind of side. Okay. This little lip. And they all have these organza bags. They all have matching colored organza bags. So we are here to look at which these are the bags. Blingy gold size. Tony says, no, I so want, no, need it. So Beth asks what I think of the cardstock. It's pretty thin, truthfully. Yeah, it's not very, I mean, it's a little too bendy for the thickness. Like, it's almost like, I don't know. Well, let me see it compared to one of these other decks that are produced by US Games. I think it's the same size. Oh no, US Games one, slightly different shape. Similar cardstock though, I gotta say. It's okay. I mean, it's good for riffle shuffling. I'll give it that. I riffle shuffle these for the Love of Dragons all the time, so. Take that back away. So let's look at some of these guys. Right. So that was the thing, Tony, that I was a little shocked by when I got the set and then realized that, wait a minute, I have these other decks that are just like this from US Games. And then I realized, oh wait, all three of them are by the same creator. So yeah, it's very interesting. Which I love that image. Story Keeper, Spider Woman, Grandmother Spider, hello. Phoenix, Selkie, Creatrix of Cunning, She of the Invisible Ally, Maiden Journey, Keeper of Silence, Psyche, the Songstress, Divine Masculine, the Oracle, Yes, Joe, these are glossy. Lady of Perpetual Rebirth, the Lion Queen, the Trailblazer, the Scholar. I love that it's an older woman here with all her books. Empress of Pleasure. Yeah, these are pretty glossy, I have to admit. I think that's why I haven't really used this deck very much. Alchemist of Pain, the Dreamer, the Judge. I love the artwork, though. The Bard of Truth. Priestess of Priorities. I mean, the Dancer, the Labyrinth Walker, Priestess of Original Innocence, the Devouring Mother, Medusa. Failure's Muse. That's interesting. Siren of Surrender, Goddess of Grace, the Hive Queen, the Sovereign, Thief of Peace, Medicine Woman, Harpy of Rage, Weaver of the Red Tent, the Wing Leader, the Exile, the Companion, Discipline of Ritual, no, Disciple of Ritual, the Predator, the Wonder Hunter, Sisterhood of Reciprocity, the Rescuer, Triple Goddess, Dragon Rider, Madonna of Self-Compassion. Tony says that they will go with Queen of the Moon Oracle and the Mystical Moments deck, a relative tarot, she bets. The Tree says it's disappointing to back a Kickstarter deck and receive mass market quality, and the artwork is so beautiful, which somehow adds to my disappointment. Yeah, I can see that, especially since, you know, there's the mass markets ones that she's made, and this is obviously just the next one, right? So, so how many cards are in the deck? There are 48 cards in the deck. And Tony says, absolutely, Patrice, 100% agree. I want at least 1 year before a Kickstarter goes mass market so I can feel the investment was worth it. That's true. I feel that way with the Fyodor Pavlov tarot. I mean, I had the original Kickstarter for when did that come out? I mean, like probably like a year and a half before the mass market came out. So let's see here. It does have a really thick book too. Each page or each card has quite a write-up and has there's poetry in here, and then the cards themselves. There's the Unmasking a Myth section, the Next Time section, Temple of Belonging, the Hive, Yeah, there's a lot of ton of things in here. A lot of poetry too. But yeah, I mean, this is all the decks this creator has created. But as the FOMO, I'm overjoyed when they don't take that long. That's true. Oh, the Love Who You Are deck. Yeah, let me just finish putting the For the Love of Dragons back. I've actually gotten a lot of really good readings with these two decks. I really appreciate what the creator actually does write about her cards, and each one usually, like, here's the image of the card, and then it's just a paragraph that, like, I don't know, hits you right in the feels. So, Love Who You Are. These are obviously well shuffled. The backs. This is not part of the last 10, so because, well, maybe. Become a wonder hunter. Bring your monster flowers. Tend the fragile. Honor your wisdom. Tell shame to suck it. Protect your boundaries. Bloom like a badass. Don't quit your daydream. Expect a miracle. Love who you are. That's the name of the deck. Receive all the things. Grow belonging. Cultivate peace. Flock together. Bless your lovely self. Follow your bliss. Unfurl a new beginning. Always settle for more. Wear your party hat. I love this little bird with the party hat. I mean, come on. Radiate gratitude. Trust your wings. Float like you mean it. Mind your monkey business. Stand tall. Easy does it. Although it's a sloth, easy does it. Remember your crown, queen. Sing your own song. Own your own star. Own your star. Sorry. Embrace what is. Become an alchemist. Manifest your magic. Fail abundantly. Release expectations. Celebrate the little things. Defy gravity. Get lost. Flaunt it. Unfold your own myth. Create intentional solitude. Court the too good and true. Harvest the honey. Gather your nuts. Practice curiosity. look beyond the surface. Yeah, it's a cute little deck. I like them as like a final message in a reading after we're done with the tarot. I just, there's certain people that need that, like, that hug, that extra hug on top of the hug. And I think that's what this deck is for. So, this is probably the most recent. That is the Corpus Femina Tarot. So this was another Kickstarter. You made this happen. Thank you. Comes with it's a pretty book. Does the job. I always look for spreads, just the artist spread. They just give us 3 card spreads. The first one is the artist spread. What is the energy around my creation? What are my potential creative blocks? What area of my design needs more focus? That's cool. And your life is a canvas, create a masterpiece. It's all about arts. The box is very blingy. These are the bags. Oh, that's weird. I see a smudge right about there on the camera way more than I see it in person. Okay, you must have heard that peacock. Gerald asks, how many Kickstarters have you backed that you're waiting for them to fund or arrive? Just curious. You don't have to tell. I think a lot of my Kickstarters have come in. I think there's probably about 16 or 17 I'm still waiting on. But I'm trying to back off a little bit on the purchasing. I have more deck than necessary, truthfully. Okay, I'm gonna lower this light and see if that helps. Oh, that's better. Now the image is not quite so bled out. Yes, this is about 16 or 17 decks I'm waiting on right now. Kickstarter. But some of those like only just funded in the last like 3 to 4 months. So, some of those I still have like a year or 2 to wait. But some of them, like this only just funded in February and I already have it, which is mind-boggling. So this one's interesting because all the figures are in dance postures. I almost feel like it'd be better to better. No, it's not any better. I think the lights are too bright for this one. It's bleeding it out. Let me just try and turn the lights a little. There we go. Is that better? Can you guys see that better now? Well, the detail seems to be bled out. This is a gorgeous deck. I haven't even had a chance to shuffle it yet. Cardstock is pretty thick. It has like a chunky deck, I gotta say. Well, and it's not just that I back decks. I also have decks sent to me for review. So I have a ton of decks that, like, I'm so thankful that the creator sent to me, or paganpages.org send me decks to review, which I appreciate. And some of you guys have sent me decks, and I love that. Those decks become special because of it. So Patrice, this is the Corpus Femina Tarot. Corpus Femina Tarot. I love this death card. Oh, that's a good point, Beth. Is it just me, or is there a recent trend in decks for artists to depict the characters without faces? I think that is true. Sorry, I should have put my phone on airplane mode. There we go. You're right, Beth. There is definitely a faceless thing going on in a lot of decks. And the devil card, gorgeous. How suddenly we got a bright card after everything's been so dark. Well, excuse you. I don't know if you guys heard that big old honk out there. But it's interesting. The cups is the first minor suit. Do you guys start with wands, or what do you usually, when you're reordering your decks, like reorganizing your decks, how do you organize your minors? This one starts with the emotions, obviously. Yes, that's how I do it, Beth. I'm actually surprised you didn't hear about this too, Patrice. This is a gorgeous, body positive femme deck. And then so novice instead of page, maker instead of knight, crafter instead of queen. I love this image. And master instead of king. Bye, Gerald. Oh, yes. Their live is going soon. I can't wait. Back and forth with Gerald and Jamie over on Gerald's channel. And I think Betsy is the one who's asking questions, which, oof, I'm looking forward to that. So this is obviously Cups, Earth, coins. So water, earth. I'm gonna start flipping faster because I just realized we're past the hour and I want to have a little break time before I get to log on again and watch Gerald and Jamie back and forth. Swords. Gorgeous deck. So I think before I shuffle it, I will try and make sure to do a walkthrough of it. And then we also have these extra cards at the end here. We have the artist, the canvas. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up, but it actually does have like a canvas texture and the masterpiece. And then I do have one final one, which I saved for the end because it's an interesting story. This is one that I don't even know where to start with this one. Well, okay, we'll start at the beginning. I found this interesting looking deck, Surfer's Paradise Tarot, on Kickstarter. I backed it. It funded, and it was either the same day it funded or like the next day. The Kickstarter project was yanked from Kickstarter. Got a message through Kickstarter from the creator saying that it was in conflict with one of his previous partners that claims one sentence in the book or something, some copyright, something. I don't even know. And he got yanked from Kickstarter. But he said that it's still going to be produced. Just email him your address. Well, I was like, well, he already has my money. Okay, here's my address. So I get the deck. I email to say, hey, you want to come on to chit chat about the deck and what, like the whole controversy. I don't even know how to describe the email I got back. It was trying to talk to someone on a completely different plane of existence. Like, I have no words for it. It was just bizarre interaction, and now I have this deck that I'm quite curious about because it's supposedly off base. It's got this big, thick book. There's a lot in here. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to start with some of this stuff. So it's interesting. So it's like, okay, I understand now why people say that those who are genius walk the line of insanity, because trying to interact with the guy was interesting. I like that it's just like a little drawer. Yes, Tony, there is a canvas. This is the backs. That's the gold gleamingness of it all. And this is, I haven't shuffled it. This is the organization that it came in. It's the Daughters of Air on top. And we have the daughters, basically. cardstock. It's big and it's very thin. Oh, I think the trash truck is coming. So from daughter to father. Interesting. From father to mother. I mean, it's gorgeous. I want to sit down with the book and try and learn how to use this deck. I would like to have the guy on. I don't know. There's just something about the whole interaction and the whole weirdness with the Kickstarter thing. And it's interesting the way it's set up in the deck here. Like I left it as is because I have a feeling it's very intentional, considering how intentional everything else is. So look, here's an extra blank card with an exclamation point. So it's supposedly Thoth-based, and that's the other reason why I don't really work with it, because I keep collecting Thoth decks. I have the original Thoth deck too, but then I don't actually sit down with it. I don't know. It feels daunting in a way. It's a great hermit card, but look, Cerberus, three-headed dog, is right behind him. And the light is spilling out. That's interesting. So yeah, it's a cool deck. It's definitely feels like it's way deeper than most decks. Like there's more behind it. There's a lot more esoteric knowledge and information tacked into the symbolism in the images even. The surfer is the hanged man. What's with the 666 on his chest? I mean, very thoughty. We got the twos, the threes. So it's just like, I'm not sure. There's definitely a system to the madness, and I want to look in the book, figure out why this order was sent out. Like, what does this order mean? Why is it in this order? Very pretty, very pippish, very thothy. But it's interesting to have a deck that is so controversial, and like I don't know even how many decks were created. Oh, and we're getting some more majors. The 10s. It's like, what? Oh, and then we end with the aces. Huh. Tony says, very interesting, almost has a Philarkos vibe. Yes, I could see that. And I do agree, there's a lot of work has gone into this deck for sure. And I bet it gives you good readings once you get into it. Yeah, it's definitely one that I feel like I need to, I'm going to really have to sit down with the book and the deck and just put everything else aside for a little while. Let's see, is there any... It's a thick book too. Each card has a lot written up about it. This creator is obviously very much into Aleister Crowley. He's got a list of Aleister Crowley books. There's definitely, I don't know, there's definitely some deep magic in this deck. I just, oh, yeah. So that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I'm counting that those two as one. And those two are just kind of a toss in. So yeah, so that's my last 10 decks. No, I think German was the creator's first language. Let's see, where was this even produced? I mean, the written and illustrated by Sagus93 when I emailed, Sagus93. And when I emailed the creator, like he was talking about how Sagus93 no longer exists. He died in the creation. And then it says here, all these books are published in heaven. So I'm not even sure where this got printed, truthfully. But I think I want to say like either German or not Norwegian, maybe Dutch. I think it might be Dutch. Yeah. It's not really anything written up about him. I mean, there's so much in this book. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what your last 10 was. Like, what was your last 10 decks? I mean, some people only have 10 decks, and that's great. But I want to see the last 10 decks that came into your collection with the hashtag last 10 decks. Beth says that would possibly explain the weird communication exchange. Maybe, but some of it was definitely like how his persona died and he's someone new, and then some of the things he was talking about was like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just weird. But thank you so much for being here, Patrice. Thank you, everyone who stuck around and watched me go through my last 10 decks. I can't wait to see what yours are. Oh, I was going to also, quick shout out. This is another Kickstarter that I got recently, Sigil Magic for writers, artists, and other creators. So I can't wait to sit down and read this. So let me see your decks, please. Until next time, aloha and aguiho. All right, let's do a quick little outro. Bye, everyone.